Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge. I am Lord Gamerman of this lounge, and of course, welcome to a video on the channel. Now, let's go ahead and talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about, but however, I just wanted to wait until I get more info. So here's what's going on. Now, today, I want to go ahead and do like a news commentary discussing about the new Evercade handheld that was basically revealed. And I've been wanting to wait until more information started showing up from left and right. Then I go ahead and do a video on that with the information that was revealed from couple months to now in the month of September. However, before we get into it, what is Evercade? Now, Evercade is a brand of consoles that are catered towards retro games. Rather than having games built in, they're games stored on separate cartridges, and each cartridge is going to carry multiple games at a time. Now, say, on my Evercade VS, I have Data East and Jalico Arcade games in there because I put in the two arcade collection carts in there. Now, let's say I want to go ahead and play Xenocrisis. There's the Xenocrisis Tanglewood double game cart where I would just go ahead and swap one of them. So I swap out the Jalico cart in favor for the Xenocrisis and Tanglewood dual game cartridge. So, and here's where I cut myself off right there. Yes, there are two models of the Evercade brand. One is the handheld that's getting replaced by the newer model of the handheld, and the other one is the Evercade VS, which supports up to 4 controllers and has 2 cartridges supported simultaneously. Now, for my VS console, I have like the Data East and the Jalico Arcade collections in there. However, for Evercade handheld, I have the Mega Cat collection games in there, if I remember right. No, that's the Jalico home console collection, never mind. Okay, now, for, let's say, either on my Evercade handheld or Evercade VS console. Let's say I want to swap out the cartridges or one of my cartridges for another collection of games. I could go ahead and swap that one cart for a different kind of cart. So I go ahead and swap out my Data East arcade collection in favor for the Jalico Arcade 2 collection. Hopefully I said that company's name right. So I went ahead and did that. Same thing's going to be a thing for the handheld. I go ahead and just swap out my Data East, not Data East, my Jalico home console collection, swap it out for the Interplay collection, and then I go ahead and play Interplay things. So that's basically that in a nutshell. You have games stored on separate multi-game cartridges, and that's Evercade. Now, yes, Evercade's handheld is getting a brand new model, and that's replacing the old model. This new handheld model is going to be titled Evercade EXP. And Evercade EXP is going to be that replacement, that really big replacement. It's coming out for the holiday season this year. A few months back, the Evercade EXP was basically revealed on their anniversary YouTube premiere. However, they did say that there's going to be bonus content and more details to be described on another YouTube premiere that's happening in September. So, September came, they did their YouTube premiere, and now we got more information, and now that we got more information, we can do a big video discussing the Evercade EXP handheld. I have up the official website, and that's where we're gonna get all of that information that was basically announced on their YouTube premieres. So that's where we got that official website. I will post that official website in the link in the description. So here we go, Evercade EXP. Now, Evercade EXP is going to be the new model. It's going to have 2 more shoulder buttons, just like how the Evercade VS launched with like 2 more shoulder buttons. So you're going to be seeing an L1, L2, R1, R2 just like the Evercade VS. And when you have something like that on the Evercade VS, there's an R1 and R2 and an L1 and L2. It was bound to happen that there was going to be a new model where we're going to see an L1 and L2 later down the line. So, obvious. So, of course, moving on over to the tech spec Cliff Notes stuff in terms of that Evercade EXP. Like I said again, official website link in that description. We're looking at a 4.3-inch IPS screen. We're going to be looking at USB-C charging. There's going to be built-in Wi-Fi, so you can update through the Wi-Fi. Headphone jacks, obvious, going to be there when you need to plug in headphones. There's going to be a mini HDMI output. However, 720p output for the handheld, just like the handheld old. So, yeah. There's going to be a battery that's going to last 4 to 5 hours until you decide to say, hey, I need to charge my damn device. And of course, there's going to be 4 gigabytes built-in memory, 1.5 gigahertz processor. Of course, there's going to be stereo speakers. Oh yes, there is a Tate mode for when you want to play vertical screen games vertically. Alright, that explains the 2 little buttons on the left side. So you can flip the screen over and you can play your vertical screen games vertically. So that's pretty interesting, and that's the Tate mode. Now, the bonus, this is the bonus content that they were talking about. There is a built-in collection of Capcom games that's going to be 18. There's going to be home console games, and there's going to be arcade games. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go back up to where I can find the built-in Capcom games. So, with Capcom games, we're one of the biggest examples to keep note about. Now, included in the 18 Capcom games that are going to be built into the EXP, we're looking at Mega Man, Mega Man X, Strider, Street Fighter 2, Hyper Fighting, alright, and yes, Final Fight, and Ghouls and Ghosts. That's right. And yes, there's Breath of Fire, that's Capcom's RPG. Now, what's going to be included in there is going to be your Evercade EXP console, the USB-C cable. There's going to be like a quick start guide, instruction booklet. All right. Oh, IREM Arcade 1 collection. So, yes, there's already going to be an Evercade cartridge included. So, IREM Arcade 1, that's going to give you 6 IREM arcade games, including R-Type, and, of course, lightning swords. Huh, no wonder. Okay, so Lightning Swords is also known as Ken Go. That was built in onto the Super Retrocade. I had a blast with that. I didn't know that game was... Oh, the game had an alternate title. Interesting. So Ken Go was also known as Lightning Swords. Interesting. Okay, getting my sorry behind back on track. So, included in the packaging is going to be the Evercade EXP console with the 18 Capcom games built in as the bonus content. There's going to be a cartridge collection that's going to be IREM Arcade 1. That means 6 IREM arcade games stored on that IREM Arcade collection cartridge. Okay, so you're going to get a game cart also. There's going to be a USB-C cable for, like, charging. And there's going to be quick start guide. Okay, actually, I'm going to go ahead and get back to that USB. So a USB-C cable is going to be included, but I have a feeling that that USB-C cable is probably going to be also for, like, using the Evercade EXP as, like, a controller for the Evercade VS. Because I have to remember when it came to that Evercade handheld, the old model, there was an update for it that lets you basically run the Evercade handheld old model as a console for the Evercade VS. So I have to keep in mind in that. Okay, so 2 questions. When is it coming out and how much is it going to cost? Okay, now Evercade EXP is going to release on November 2022. Oh, hey, an exact release date. November 24th, 2022. And the retail price is going to be $149.99 MSRP. That means $149.99. And so, yeah, in a nutshell, it's going to be $150 plus tax. Think about that. All right. So, November 24th release this year. So, that's great. So we're definitely going to get it this year. And it's going to be $150. Well, there was going to be writings on the wall that we were going to be seeing a new model for the Evercade handheld. So, yeah, there you go, Evercade EXP. That's the new Evercade handheld. That's coming out. Now, as a impatient mother lover that got a hold of the old Evercade handheld model, I am actually willing to swap over from Evercade old handheld to Evercade EXP. So, hell yeah, definitely a no-brainer switch, because it's going to carry the built-in Capcom games. That's the EXP's bonus content. But, however, we're still going to get, like, a cartridge collection included, and that's the IREM Arcade. And that's even grounds for, like, both Evercade EXP and Evercade VS, because when it came to Evercade VS launching, when you get a hold of, like, the premium tier stuff, 2 cartridge collections were included. There was the Data East Arcade and the Technos Arcade, so, hey, fair game for Evercade EXP and Evercade VS. For those wanting an Evercade handheld, I would recommend you wait, especially considering the fact that a month back they discontinued the old handheld because, well, the EXP was going to be that replacement handheld, the new model that's going to replace the old handheld. I mean, come on, there was writing on the walls that it was going to happen. If you're impatient and you want to get a hold of the old Evercade handheld, good luck hunting that down. Just wait for Evercade EXP to come out. Just get your pre-orders in, and that's the new Evercade handheld that's replacing the old handheld model. It's going to carry way more compared to the old handheld, so just wait for the EXP, the new handheld. Now, I will go ahead and say that a lot of people have been won over to Evercade, your favorite YouTuber, myself, and there's more customers. Evercade is becoming big and getting a good reputation, and is still getting more of a good reputation. Now, as an owner of the VS console for Evercade VS, I am really satisfied, and I am happy with my Evercade VS console. I am also happy with my Evercade handheld since it's, hey, retro games on the go. But I am willing to upgrade to EXP, because I know for a fact that Evercade will deliver, and they had delivered before. I mean, they have a hell of a good reputation. They're doing really good. As for the built-in Capcom games, I think, yes, this is their bonus content. But, however, I have a prediction for, like, Capcom games in the future for Evercade. But, however, I'll just make that for another video. Now, with that totally said, I have been owning Evercade cartridges from left to right. The latest that I did got on release, well, I did pre-order my Jellico Arcade collection, but there was the Guileco Arcade 2 collection that I was curious about, so I went ahead and grabbed that, like, later after I got my Jellico Arcade cartridge collection. So with that totally said, the new cartridges I am curious for is going to be that Commodore 64 collection. I am tempted to get a hold of that. Now, I have lost count of how many Evercade cartridges I have, but yeah, I am really happy with Evercade, and I really do want to go, oh yeah, I do need to update my firmware. I'm actually surprised that they're going to do 720 output rather than 1080 output compared to, like, Evercade VS, but hey, so far, I am liking what I am seeing for Evercade EXP, and I can't wait to get a hold of the Evercade EXP. I mean, if upgrading my handheld Evercade, my Evercade handheld, means also getting me another cartridge collection, hell yeah. And plus the 18 built-in games for bonus content, hell yeah. I am definitely looking forward to getting a hold of Evercade EXP, and yeah, I like what I'm seeing with Evercade. Evercade's still doing good. I like Evercade. I am still happy with my Evercade VS and my Evercade handheld, and I've been pretty much big and obsessed over Evercade, and I can't wait to see what's going to be in store for the future of Evercade. Anyway, that's all I got to say for this quick news video discussing the new Evercade handheld. Anyway, that's all. I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. This is a video product made by a fellow gamer man. We hope that you enjoy the content, and we also hope that you enjoyed the shenanigans. We'll be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. Heyo!